also. So today's class will discuss a few more keywords. So what is mean by defect, bug, error, fault, failure. So we should be very clear on these terminologies because regularly you're going to use these keywords in daily testing work. Okay, so first, what is mean by a defect? So the defect definition we can give basically a deviation from the expected output and the actual output. Or you can say what customer has given to us and application behavior. Both are different. So customer is expecting something, but your application is giving a different. So both are not matching. That means the deviation is there. That is called a defect. So defect is called a deviation from the expected behavior, from the expected and actual behavior of the application. Both are not matching. Then you can say that is called defect. So expected behavior, who will give? Customer will give for us. And actual behavior, your application. Application behavior is called actual output or actual behavior. So application behaving differently than what customer is expecting. So that is so that a deviation is there. We can call that as a defect. So let's take an example here. See that. Suppose a login page, everybody has seen a login page, right? And if you want to accept a valid password, so maybe customer has given a length 15 characters, but it is accepting less than 15 also, or more than 15 it is accepting. That's a defect. It should not accept it. So more than 15 it should not accept. So that minimum length criteria is not met, or it is accepting more than the expected length. Both are defect only. So that is called a defect means. So what is a defect? A defect is a deviation from the expected output and actual output of the application. If both are not matching, you can call that as a defect. So you can give an example, any examples. So password length is not matching. Maybe password length customer has given 15 characters. You can just explain like this only. Customer asked to accept password 15 characters, but it is accepting more than that. That's a bug. That's a defect. Should not. Or minimum length also not meeting. All these you can treat it as a defect. Any questions here? Okay. So shall I move to next? Bug. What is a bug? So basically defect and bug, people say similar, not much difference. And see, once it is accepted by developer, then you can call this as a bug. So basically a coding error. If there is so defect means there is an issue in the coding, right? That is a coding error. People are calling a bug. So that is a defect is causing that a bug. So in a banking application, a bug in the code might result in incorrect calculations of the interest rates, and that will lead to discrepancies in the amounts. So that is called a bug. So what is an error? So basically, error is a mistake in the code that causes the errors. So in the code or somewhere, any incorrect results are there that produces so these kind of errors. If any mistakes are there in the code or some mistakes we have done, in the calculations also that causes the error in the software. So for example, during a data entry, user accidentally enters a negative value for a quantity, causing errors in subsequent calculations. That's called error. Fault. So fault is a basically, so it is not giving the exact function, not performing well. So that is called a fault. So e-commerce application, if you take, so fault in the payment processing model, it will lead to payment failures for the particular users. So if there is a fault in the code, so that will lead to incorrect payment issues. You will get it. Failure means entire system, particular component, not able to perform the expected result. Then that is called failure of the entire system. So for example, a failure could be inability of messaging app to send the messages to people or to different destinations during a peak hours. So overload is there on the server. Then it's not able to send the messages. Maybe it got stuck due to large volumes. So that entire messaging system got stuck. So that is, you can say entire messaging app is got stuck. So that's the failure of the system. So anything a failure of the system. Maybe if you might have seen, complete ATM is not going to work sometimes. So you can say out of service something. So the entire, so ATM is failure because maybe some software or failure, whatever it is. So that's the failure means entire component or system is not working as expectations. That's the failure means. Okay, so these are all the examples and definitions. Please go through this. So these are important. You regularly will use that, but these two you will use regularly in a daily testing world. Okay. Any questions before moving on to the other topic? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. So testing principles, this is not that much important. We'll jump on to, these are all not important that much. I want to move on to, so what is the difference between quality assurance and quality control? So this is a very important topic. So you should understand what is testing and what is quality assurance and quality control. So as I mentioned yesterday, testing is just, it's a process of verification and validation both. That's the testing means. Then what is mean by QA and QC? So these two terms are different, but sometimes people are referring QA, even testing team also. So actually the general terminology is different. So in the companies, quality control and which is used in the right production based companies, products will be there, right? That industries, machinery industries, people will use this quality control terminology. But in the testing terminology, people will use verification and validation concepts. So that is going to come in after this topic. So what is quality control means? So basically, there are different activities we will perform in the quality control, like inspections, walkthroughs, and reviews. That's how we will perform a quality control. Quality control is nothing but a verification process. So you will verify everything. You will just see that you won't do any action. So verification can be on different levels. Just checking that whether it is so present or not. So that's the presence you will check with the different concepts. You will use those concepts are inspections, walkthroughs, and reviews. So these are the quality control or verification activities, we call them. There is a quality assurance. So this is basically a entire development process, software development process for monitoring and improving the process in the company, inside the company, not for particular team or particular project. So this is improving the company process. Whether the company is following standards and procedures, and to make sure all the teams in the company are following the process or not. There are ISO process, CMMI level processes will be there. ISO is applicable for all kinds of IT and non-IT industries also. So this CMMI, capability maturity model, this is applicable only for software companies. And those are mainly focused on the whether the company is following standards, and those standards, based on that, the company will be categorized CMMI level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So CMMI level 5 company means it's a multinational company and they're following all the standards properly. So that's the entire monitoring is done by these people. So every team, like you in the company, you have so many teams. Development team, testing team, HR team, payments, purchase, network team. Like you have so many teams will be there, security teams in the company. So all the teams are following the process or not. How do you know that? So every year, external audits will happen. Those audits before in the company, internal audits will happen. That internal auditing is done by these QA people. So how they will do? They will follow certain rules every bi-weekly, every department in the company, they will monitor. They will go and check whether they are following procedures and guidelines or not. So policies, company policies, procedures, and CMMI level policies are following or not, or ISO policies are following or not, these guys will go and check. That's internal auditing, we call that. Before coming by the external audits. External audits are different teams will do that and certify the company. But before that, these guys in the company, they will do that as internal activities and to make sure the process is followed by all the departments. That's a QA means. Then what is the difference between quality assurance and quality control and testing? So quality assurance is a preventive in nature. Basically, they will prevent the issues, they won't reoccur. They will take care not to reoccur any issues. First time occur, okay. So they will raise an incident and okay, next time, make sure it should not repeat. That kind of measurements they will take by these QA people. A quality control people, they'll just detective. So detective in nature means they will identify issues. And that is, so the team member can do or anyone can perform that. So quality assurance people establishes the process in the company. If there is no process in the company, they will establish. Quality control people, they just verify the product or documents or service is working or not, it is present or not, all the requirements. That's what quality control people will do that. So basically, how they will establish the process, they will set up the measurement programs to evaluate the process in each department. How these guys will verify, they will follow some requirements documents and some rules will be followed on the products. And so basically quality assurance people identify the weaknesses in the process and improves them. So how they will improve? They'll check, okay, each department by monthly or they will audit and they will check all the documents are in proper place or not. For example, you take HR department, recruitment department. There in the HR also payroll process team will be there and recruitment team will be there. Okay, you recruited a person. So what are all the relevant documents are you maintaining or not? So that will be properly from interview process to till closing of that entire candidate selection. Are they maintaining all the documents? So are they following the process? So they will check that. That's what these guys will do that. That's how they will measure the process is followed by all the teams. And for example, you're coming to they are coming to audit the testing team. So they will ask, okay, where are the test cases document? Then review happened or not. Then execution. If execution happens, so where are the results? So this all you have to maintain. So that you are following or not, they will audit. But these guys verification process just identifies the any issues are there in the documents or in the application or in the any service. So this quality assurance is a management responsibility, but this one is an individual team member or individual worker responsibility. This one. That's the difference between quality assurance and quality control. Any questions before moving on to the next important topic? Very important topic. Are we good?
Quality assurance will maintain the validation process, everything, right?
No.
Means they will check the quality process whether it's going correct.
Only documentation process. So that's what they will verify. They won't do validation. Validation is different. Validation comes only for the testing team. So I'll tell you validation means what. So verification is, as I mentioned, quality control process. Quality assurance people is just their process maintaining the process in the company, entire company, not related to project. They won't interfere in the project activities. Their responsibility is the entire company process. That's the quality assurance team. So nowadays people are calling QA team, but the actual definition is that's a different. QA means they will maintain the process in the companies. But so on the time change, right? People are calling QA team, even testing team also they are calling QA team. Okay, so that's how it changed again nowadays.
Yes.
But actually that's not the right term we should do, but yeah, you can say now automation testing team or functional testing team. People are that instead of that they're calling it QA team. Okay. Any other questions? Before moving on to the verification and validation. We'll go in detail. This is a very important interview question also. What is the difference between verification and validation? The common interview question you will face in the interviews. Are we good with quality assurance and quality control? So nobody talking. Can I accept? The silence is okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's move on to the very important topic. So what is verification and validation? As I mentioned, quality control. Verification is basically you will do with the reviews and meetings to evaluate the documents. What kind of documents? Requirement document, test plan document, test case documents, specifications. So all kind of documentation you will evaluate So you have some guidelines how to verify them, how to evaluate them. So you have some checklist. So, and you will do with some walkthroughs, reviews, and inspection meetings. So these are the techniques you will use to do the verifications on the documents. What are the verification techniques? Reviews, walkthroughs, inspection meetings. These are the techniques for verification process. Then what is the actual definition of the verification? Basically, you are evaluating the product or a system or an application or a component to determine that the component is meeting the our application is meeting the requirement set. Who will give requirements? Customer, I already told. The customer will give, and one of our company mediator will be there. That is called product owner or business analyst. He will gather the requirements from the customers. And he will give those requirements to us for the teams. Those are implemented and you will just verify. Those are available in the application or not, you will verify. That's what this verification means. Just you will verify, that's it. You are not going to do any action. So if you are doing action means that's not a verification. Okay, I'll tell, just check whether it is there or not. That's you'll just go and see that. That's the verification. Okay, so there is a question, is the deliverable built according to the specification? What is meant by this? That means whichever the application you are delivering, which are the requirements you are shipping to the customer or delivering to the customer, are they have the required requirement set? Are they designed? Are they implemented based on the requirement set or not? You will verify. That's what the verification process. So how you can do? You can do with reviews, the first process. So what is meant by review? So the meaning itself is review. View means what in English?
Check out to see.
Looking.
Looking into, right? You're re-looking into that. So the review means just look. Review means re-looking into that. You're re-looking into, so re-checking that documents are correct or not. That's what the review. So how many types of reviews will be there? Peer-to-peer review, peer-to-manager, and technical reviews will be there. Peer-to-peer means colleague to colleague. You will ask, okay, you have written the test case document. You can ask, hey, can you review my document? You can ask your colleague. Or you can even review with your manager. Generally, I do with my manager only because I don't have any colleague. So that's a peer-to-manager. So all my code I will review with my manager. Or as my product owner. I'll set up a meeting and I'll review with them whether the code is correct or not, and they will review before pushing the code to the application. So that's what the reviews. And technical reviews means any development team or business analyst or product manager, product owner, we call them product owners, can review your documents. So that's what the reviews means. Are we good? What are the things you will review? As I mentioned again, requirement documents, test plan documents, test case documents, and your summary, your test execution results, your defect report, all can be reviewed. Either of these things can be reviewed. Okay, please remember those points. So, what is walkthrough? Walkthrough means, please understand here, So walkthrough is an informal meeting. This is not a, you need to set up a meeting. You can just walk through the person and you can ask, can you explain this part? I am not getting. That means you are getting some information from that person. That's the walkthrough means. So example is code walkthrough. You're not understanding particular piece of code. You can ask, okay, can you explain this piece of code? Or you can ask requirement walkthrough. I didn't understand this requirement. Can you explain this requirement? What it will do, how we can test it, how we can implement it. You can ask. That's the examples for code walkthroughs, requirement walkthrough. Walkthrough is nothing but not like a walking. So I heard one of our student in the interview, they just asked, can you walk through your resume? They asked. He is walking in front of the system. That's he is surprised. So we should not do that. So walkthrough means just you are expecting some information from the person. So that's the walkthrough means. So you can walk through the particular person or any, just ask some information and get the information. So for this, you don't need any preparation. Maybe, okay, you didn't understand particular requirement or particular code. Go and ask some other person. He will give the information. That's what the walkthrough means. So there is an inspection. So what is meant by inspection? It is more formalized meeting. So then walkthrough. And here all the team members will be in the meetings or in a particular room, and they will discuss on particular document to find out what is missing in the documents. That's what the inspection, more formalized. So there will be a reader. And some reader means who reads the document. Moderator means who conducts the meeting. And recorder means who takes the notes, minutes of meeting notes. So they will take the notes, and at the end of the meeting, they will send the notes. Minutes of meeting notes. Okay, what is discussed and what is the action items for on which person this action item is there, and all those will be mailed to the entire team. That's what going to happen here. That's the meeting means. This is nothing to fix here, just to discuss what is missing and what is action items on the team members. That's what is going to be discussed in this meeting. So that is the entire inspection means. That's the overall verification process. Verification can be done on the documents, can be done on the application also. On the documents, you will check the content is proper or not, and it is understandable and legible or not. You will check all the documents. But as per it comes to application, you will just verify. Okay, I'm checking. So I'm going for Amazon. Okay, my Prime. So maybe I'll log in. Okay, can I see the Prime? Whether I am a Prime user or not? How can you check that? You go to your account and you can see your Prime, and you are just seeing. That's it. Okay. Other than that, you are not going to do anything. That's the verification. You're just verifying whether it is there or not, the logo is present or not, this edit box is present or not. You are just seeing that all these menu items are present or not. That's it. That's the verification process on the applications. We are not going to do any action on the application. We'll just see, okay, all the items are showing good. That's it. A footer is showing, and so footer links back to top link is there. And so edit box drop down is there. Amazon logo is present. So when I log in, it is showing as a logged in user. And cart items, all this is just you're verifying whether those are present or not. We are not doing any action now. That's the verification on the applications. Are we good? That's all about verification process. So verification means, once again, I'm repeating, verification typically can be done with reviews, walkthroughs, and inspections to evaluate the documents, test plans, test cases, specification documents. That's the verification means. So what is reviews? Reviews are re-verifying the documents. Like peer-to-peer reviews, peer-to-manager, technical reviews. Walkthrough means just so getting some information from the other person. So that's a walkthrough. You can give example, code walkthrough or requirement walkthrough. Inspection is more formalized meet, and all the team members will be included in this meeting. There will be a reader, recorder, moderator. So moderator will conduct the meeting, reader will read the document, and the recorder will take a notes. And so in this meeting, they will check the document is correct or not. The document is missing any content or not. Is it proper or not? They'll just verify. You are not going to fix anything in this meeting. So if any action is there on the other person, they will mention, not the recorder will know. So they will mention, okay, this is needs to taken care by so and so person. They will send a mail, and he has to take care of that. So that is the this meetings. Okay, are we good about verification before jumping onto the validation?
Okay.
Okay. So this meeting is going to end soon. You can rejoin with the same link. Okay, you can rejoin with the same link. I'm ending this. This will make a short videos also. So rejoin back. Okay, in the same. So we'll start the validation.